Good morning, children. Welcome to grade 5. This is your English class. I hope you are all safe at home. Okay, children, we are going to have an online test. So, I'm going to recall everything what we have seen in the video classes. Let's see. First, we are going to recall about nouns. What is a noun? Do you remember that? A noun is a naming word. Noun means what? A noun is a naming word. Everything in this world has a name, and that name is called noun. I repeat once again. Everything in this world has a name, and that name is called noun. Look at these children. What do you see here? Ball, table, pencil. Good. These are names of things. They are nouns. I repeat once again. These are names of things. They are nouns. Look at these. What do you see here? Boy, teacher, doctor. These are names for different people. So, they are nouns too. I repeat once again. These are names for different people. They are nouns too. Look at the picture, children. Tiger, lion, dog. I repeat. Tiger, lion, dog. These are names of animals and they are also nouns. These are names of animals and they are also nouns. Look at these pictures, children. Park, school. These are names of places. So, it is also called nouns. So, noun means a noun is a naming word. It names people, places, things and animals. So, what is noun? Noun is a naming word. It names people, places, things, animals. Are you clear, children? Now, we are moving to types of nouns. Already we have gone through that. There are different types of nouns. They are common noun, proper noun, collective noun and abstract noun. First, we are going to see common noun and proper noun. You are a boy. Boy is a noun. You are Sam. Sam is a noun too. So, boy is a common noun. Sam is a proper noun because boy, it does not talk about one specific person. You can use the noun boy for any boy. But Sam is a proper noun to specify person, one particular boy. So, boy is a common noun. Sam is a proper noun. Let's see some examples. Mountain. Mountain is a common noun. It means any mountain. Mount Everest. Mount Everest is a proper noun because it's a special name given to one particular mountain. Mountain is a common noun. Mount Everest is a proper noun. Doll. Doll is a common noun because it means any doll. Barbie. Barbie is a proper noun. It's a special name given to one particular doll. So, doll is a common noun. Barbie is a proper noun. Next one, girl. Girl is a common noun because you can use the noun girl for any girl. Then Mary. Mary is a proper noun because it is a name of one particular girl. So, girl is a common noun. Mary is a proper noun. Children, I hope you all are clear with common noun and proper noun. Then, what about collective noun and abstract noun? Let's see. Collective noun. What is collective noun, children? A collective noun is a name given to a group of people, animals, or things. I repeat once again. A collective noun is a name given to a group of people, animals, or things. For example, a team of players, a herd of elephants, a flock of birds, a pride of lions, a school of fish, a bunch of flowers. All these words like team, herd, flock, pride, school, bunch refer to group of something. So, they are collective nouns. I repeat, a collective noun is a name given to a group of people, animals, or things. Next one, abstract noun. Look at these two pictures, children. Apple, love. Can you see or touch an apple? Yes. Can you see or touch love? No. Then, love is an abstract noun. Abstract nouns are names for things you cannot see or touch. Only you can feel or understand them. They are the names given to ideas or feelings. Here are some examples for abstract nouns: love, friendship, joy, health, fear, knowledge. Now, another one example for you, children. Can you see and touch a flower? Yes. So, it's not an abstract noun. You can feel its beauty? Yes. So, beauty is an abstract noun. That's why flower is a common noun. Beauty is an abstract noun. I hope you all are clear with collective nouns and abstract nouns. There is one more thing you need to know about nouns, children. Let's see that. There are many kinds of nouns. One way of classifying nouns: countable and uncountable. Let's see what is countable nouns. What is countable noun? Countable nouns are the nouns that can be counted. For example, look at this. What do you see here? Eggs. Can you count how many eggs? 4 eggs. You can count eggs. So, egg is a countable noun. If you can count something, it's a countable noun. How many chairs can you see here in the picture? 2. That means you can count. So, that's a countable noun. Next one is books. See this, so many books and you can count them. So that is also countable nouns. Remember that countable nouns can be singular or plural. For example, if you have one book with you, that's a singular countable noun. And if you have 5 books with you, they are plural countable nouns. Now we are moving on the next one, uncountable nouns. What is uncountable nouns? Uncountable nouns are the nouns that cannot be counted. I repeat, uncountable nouns are the nouns that cannot be counted. For example, you can count water? No. Can you count air? No. Can you count music? No. Can you count milk? No. Can we count sugar? We cannot count sugar. So, nouns like water, air, music, milk, sugar, they all are uncountable nouns. And you know, there are many more nouns which we cannot count. But you always remember they can only have a singular form. Uncountable nouns have only singular form. There is no plural form for uncountable nouns. Just imagine, can you call water as waters? No, not at all. We can call milk as milks? No. And sugar as sugars? No, because they can only have a singular form. Then we don't use a or an with uncountable nouns. We don't say an oil or a rice because oil and rice are uncountable nouns. So we don't use a or an. Here are some more examples for you children. Butter, money, gold, tea, paper, honey, bread. In order to specify the quantity of uncountable nouns, we use words like a little, some, much, a glass of, a piece of, a bottle of. Let us see how to use these words to specify the quantity of uncountable nouns. For example, you want to eat bread. You will not say, I want bread. You will say, I want a slice of bread. Here, bread word is a uncountable noun. That is why we are going to use these words along with it. That is, a slice of bread, a piece of cake, a pinch of salt, a glass of water. The words like cake, bread, salt, water, these are uncountable nouns. This is the mind map for you children. Nouns can be divided into countable and uncountable. The first point, countable noun can be counted. Uncountable noun cannot be counted. Then countable noun can be in singular and plural. Uncountable noun just in singular form. Then we use a or an with singular countable nouns. We don't use a or an. Then examples: boy, girl, pen, dog. Words like some, little, much, many are used to specify the quantity. Now we are going to recall singular and plural nouns. What is singular? Singular means one. Plural means more than one. For example, dog. Dog is a singular. Two dogs. Two dogs are plural. Then tree is a singular. Trees are plural. Kite is a singular. Kites are plural. A singular noun names one person, thing, place or idea. I repeat, a singular noun names one person, thing, place or idea. A singular noun names animal also. For example, boy. Boy is a person. Bag. Bag is a thing. School. School is a place. Patriotism is an idea. Now, a plural noun. A plural noun names more than one person, thing, place or idea. A plural noun names animal also. For example, boys, bags, schools, religions. When we write the plural form of a noun, we have to follow some rules. Now, we will learn few rules for changing the nouns from singular to plural. Let's get into one by one. Rule 1. We usually add s at the end of a noun to change it to its plural form. For example, one pencil, many pencils. Here we have added s to change the word pencil from singular form to its plural form. Let's see one more example, children. One bird, many birds. Here we have added s at the end of the word bird to make it from singular to plural. Rule 2. Now, by adding es, the nouns ending with o, ss, x, ch and sh. Look at the examples, children. Hero, heroes in plural. Glass, glasses. Box, boxes. Match, matches. Brush, brushes. So, see that nouns ending in o, ss, x, ch and sh to make plural by adding es. Rule 3. The next rule is by replacing y with ies. If there is consonant before y, we replace y with ies. For example, baby. Look at the example. Baby is a singular. So, we change to plural by replacing y and add ies. So, babies. Let's see one more example, children. Look at the example. Lady. Lady is a singular. We want to change to plural means by removing the y at the end and adding ies. So, lady becomes ladies in plural. Rule 4. But if there is vowel before Y, we just put S to make it plural. For example, key changes to keys. Another one example. Boy changes to boys. So, if a noun ends with vowel and a Y, then we just add S at the end. Rule 5. The next one, by removing F or FE at the end and adding VES. So, the singular noun which or F or FE we change to plural by adding VES. Look at the example. Wife, wives. Leaf, leaves. Thief, thieves. So, by replacing F or FE with VES. Rule 6. There are some exceptions. Some words ending in F form their plural forms simply by adding S at the end. Look at the example. Chief, chiefs. Chef, chefs. Proof, proofs. Some nouns that end with F to make it plural, we do not drop the F but we add S. Rule 7. Some nouns form their plurals differently. These are irregular plural forms of nouns. Look at the example. Mouse, mice. Food, feet. Ox, oxen. Child, children. Woman, women. So, these singular nouns completely change in their plural forms. Rule 8. Here, some nouns have both singular and plural or the same. Look at the example. Sheep, sheep. Deer, deer. So, words have the same singular and plural form. Children, now I am going to show you some words in singular and plural. Before that, do you remember what is singular and plural? Yes, singular means one in number. Plural means more than one in number. Okay, you are going to tell the answer with me? Yes. The first word in singular is apple. What it is? Apple. So, what is the plural for apple, children? I think your answers will be apples. Yes? So, one apple. So, it is singular. Many apples are here. So, it is plural. So, apples. Then, the next one is eye. Only one eye is here, no? So, it is singular. So, what is the plural for eye, children? You are correct. It is eyes. What? Eyes. The next word in singular, floor. What it is? Floor. Okay. What is the plural for floor? Correct. It is floors. Many floors. Here no, more than one. Okay. So, it is floors in plural. Then, What is the next picture? Leaf. What it is? Leaf. So what is the plural form for leaf, children? Yes, you are correct. Leaves. What it is? Leaves. Because here the last letter is F. So we are removing F and adding VES. So leaf in singular, leaves in plural. The next word in singular. What is this? Kite. How many kites is here? One. Then, what is the plural one for kite? Kites. We simply add S to kite. So, it is kites. Many kites. The next word in singular is tree. What it is? Tree. The plural form for tree is trees. We are simply adding S to tree. So, trees. The next word in singular, ball. Only one ball. The plural form is balls. Because many balls. The next word for singular is ladder. What it is? Ladder. The plural form for ladder is ladders. We add S to the singular. Okay. I hope that you all understood the singular and plural. Okay, children? Now we are moving to lesson unusual sports. Here we have already written synonyms, antonyms, question answers in your classwork note. So we are going to revise all these Romans now. First Roman, synonyms. First one, agile. Agile means nimble. Nimble means active. Agile, nimble. Nimble means active. Second one, domestic. Domestic means private. Domestic means private. Third one, explore. Explore means tour. I repeat, explore means tour. Fourth one, fear. Fear means dread. Dread means panic. Fear, dread. Dread means panic. Fifth one, object. Object means thing. I repeat, object means thing. Now, second Roman, antonyms. Antonyms means opposite word. First one, achieve. What is the opposite word for achieve? Fail. Achieve, fail. Second one, brave. Brave opposite, cowardly. Brave opposite, cowardly. Third one, complex. Opposite word, simple. Complex, simple. Fourth one, crazy. Opposite word, sane. Crazy, sane. Fifth one, divide. Fifth one, divide. Divide opposite word, unite. Divide opposite word, unite. Now, third Roman. Answer the questions. First question, what is the purpose behind chess boxing? I repeat the question. What is the purpose behind chess boxing? Answer is, the purpose behind chess boxing is to use both brain and brawn. Brawn means physical strength. To beat the opponent in rounds of chess or boxing? I repeat the answer. The purpose behind chess boxing is to use both brain and brawn to beat the opponent in rounds of chess or boxing. Second question. What must be kept in mind while selecting sticks in the game of push sticks? I repeat the question. What must be kept in mind while selecting sticks in the game of push sticks? The answer is the sticks should be long, thin and light, not heavy. I repeat the answer. The sticks should be long, thin and light, not heavy. Now, third question. Why is the referee of Boza ball called a Samba referee? I repeat the question. Why is the referee of Boza ball called a Samba referee? The answer is the referee of Boza ball is called Samba referee because he is both the master of ceremony and DJ for the sport. I repeat the answer. The referee of Boza ball is called Samba referee because he is both the master of ceremony and DJ for the sport. Fourth question. How was the game of Ubi Lappi made difficult? I repeat. How was the game of Ubi Lappi made difficult? The answer is the game of Ubi Lappi is made difficult by using oil-soaked coconuts and by applying oil to the bodies of players, which makes it difficult for the opponents to catch hold of them. I repeat once again. The game of Ubi Lappi is made difficult by using oil-soaked coconuts and by applying oil to the bodies of players, which makes it difficult for the opponents to catch hold of them. Now we are moving to portion pattern revision. First Roman, reading comprehension. Topic is my favorite place. Read this passage and answer to the questions. Shall we read now? Yes, children. My name is Sophia. I live in New York City. It's a big and beautiful place. There are a lot of parks, museums, buildings and malls. My favorite place is the Museum of Natural History because I like dinosaurs. We usually go there on Sundays, and after going to the museum, we go to Central Park to have a picnic. Are you clear with this passage, children? Now we will move to the questions. First question. Where does Sophia live? Answer is Sophia lives in New York City. I repeat, Sophia lives in New York City. Second question. How is New York City? Answer is New York City is big and beautiful. I repeat the answer. New York City is big and beautiful. Third question. What is Sophia's favorite place? Answer is Sophia's favorite place is the Museum of Natural History. I repeat, Sophia's favorite place is the Museum of Natural History. Fourth question. When do they go to the museum? When do they go? On Sundays. So, the answer is they go to the museum on Sundays. I repeat, they go to the museum on Sundays. Then you have email passage also, same like reading comprehension. So, we are moving to second Roman, it is picture composition. Choose the options that best suit the image to their left. Look at the picture. The options are she is happy, she is playing, she is running. So, what is the correct option related to the picture? Answer is she is running. The second one. Options are Mary enjoying the swing ride, Mary is riding bicycle, Mary is playing guitar. What is the correct option? Mary enjoying the swing ride. Third one, options are he is playing with the toy, he is making snowman, he is collecting flowers. The correct answer is he is making snowman. Now, third Roman. Identify the nouns in the following sentences and write whether they are common, proper, collective or abstract. First one, the elephant has great strength. Here, what is the noun? Elephant. Elephant is a common noun. Common noun means general names of people, animals, places or things, not specific to any person, animal, place or thing. Now we are moving to second one. The crowd was very big. Here, crowd is a noun. What type of noun? Collective noun. Collective nouns means a group of persons, places, animals and things. Third one, Raman is a good boy. In this sentence, Raman, boy are nouns. What type of nouns? Raman is a proper noun because proper nouns are specific or particular names of people, animals, places or things. Proper nouns always begin with a capital letter. Boy is a common noun because it is a general name of people, not specific to any person. So, boy is a common noun. Fourth Roman, match the synonyms. Synonyms means same meaning. First one, glad. Glad means happy. Second one, fast. Fast means quick. Third one, huge. Huge means big. Fourth one, sad. Sad means unhappy. So, you have to match the synonyms. Now, fifth Roman. Fill in the blanks with antonyms with the help of word box given below. Antonyms means opposite. So, the word opposite word you have to select from the help box. So, first one, modern. Modern opposite word, ancient. Second one, right. Right opposite word, left. Third one, careful. Careful opposite word, careless. Strong opposite word, weak. Children, I hope you are all clear with this. Prepare well for online test. Thank you, children.